Yeah, welcome to the show, SFP Sports. Back with you, Dean, with a new background.
Yes.
He's got the Falcons
Yeah.
and the Georgia Bulldogs jerseys behind him, and a little bit of Dallas Cowboys hanging back there. We haven't totally redid that background, but it's a good background.
It is. It is. I like that.
Welcome to the sports show again. been keeping up as best I could through a crazy week. We did go live that Thursday night and did the whole first round of the NFL draft live and had fun doing that. We may touch a little bit on some of those picks. And then did Friday's the second and third round. Was not able to do the rest of it, but caught back up with it. So we went live for all that. And then sadly Sunday my wife passed away, and it just been a little crazy week, as you can imagine. But we are back and getting going again best we can. And we'll be moving forward. So a lot of sports going on right now. We talked about the racing in the last show, SFP Racing Hour. And Dean, looking forward to racing this weekend.
That's right. Texas.
Looking forward to that.
Oh, James had his picks in.
All right, let's hear them.
Okay. James picked Christopher Bell, Tyler Reddick, Denny Hamlin, Dark Horse Gibbs.
Not bad. I'm a little shocked that he put Bell up there, but he is. That's a very strong team, a lot of speed.
Right.
I've kind of gotten off kilter a little bit, but I wouldn't have put him first. But that's not my picks. That's
right.
his.
That's his.
So, I'm looking forward to the race, though.
Me too.
Again, let's catch up a little bit on baseball and talk about. We'll share the screen on this, and let's talk about some of the standings. Baseball has had an interesting start, and we'll talk about some of that. And of course, that's a little small, but you can see.
I can still see it.
You can still see it. If Dean can see it, anybody can see it. Old Eagle-Eye Dean over there, he's got, he can see it. I believe that.
I can see it.
Hey, Desi, how you doing? Good. I know. Are you still on? I believe you're still in Florida, right? So shout out to you and Dusty. All right, in the American League East, we've got the Yankees, 20-11. They're playing very well. Tampa Bay. The Orioles, the Orioles and Toronto have not gotten off to a good start. And I'm really shocked at Toronto. And the Red Sox are horrible now.
Yes.
I really thought that there would be. Oh, she's going home tomorrow night, back to Ohio. Well, that's sad.
Yeah,
leaving Florida to go Ohio, because after you've seen Florida, then nothing against Ohio. Love Ohio.
I've never been, so I don't know about that.
Well, I've been there a few times. Let's see. So the Yankees are just killing it right there. Detroit, who the Braves just played, they had a pretty good series against them. They did lose yesterday. They've made it back to 500. That's a little shocking. That's a strong team.
It is.
Maybe the Braves caught them early and all that, but Cleveland is 16-16. You're sad as well. Yeah, I bet having to leave from down there. I hope that's all that is. Having to leave. Chicago 14-17, Minnesota 14-18, and Kansas City is a horrible 12-18. And then the Athletics 17-14. They've had a nice start to the season, a little shocking. 17-14 for the Athletics, very nice. Game and a half up on the Mariners.
Yeah.
They're at 500. So good job, Athletics. I've watched a couple of their games. I have the MLB package, and I've watched all the games, or not all the games, but many different teams. I've tried to flip around and watch a lot of them. Of course, watch the Braves the most. Texas, 15-16. Houston, wow, horribly, fifth in that, and the Angels at the basement. They're vying for the bottom of the basement of the league.
Yeah.
Now, for your National League East, your Atlanta Braves have the best record in baseball.
Yeah, they have.
22-10. They did lose yesterday's game. I think that was 5-2 or something like that.
I think it was, yeah.
Against the Detroit team. They're playing Colorado tonight. They're not playing yet. We're going to catch up with scores here in just a minute. So 22-10, the Braves. They've got a couple of things they've got to get fixed. We said their pitching could be suspect.
Right.
And there has been some problems in there. But overall, very solid. timely bats. The bullpen has been great for the most part.
Yeah, they have.
Iglesias did go on the IL, but their backup closer is just as good, really. The Marlins surprisingly in number 2 hole, and Washington. And here's the funny thing: remember starting the season, all the predictors, all the people predicting about the baseball, they all said that it would be either the Mets or the Phillies, 1, and the other one number 2, and then the Braves 3.
Yes.
And here they are in the basement, and the Braves have had 2 series against the Phillies already and just smoked them.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, just smoked them. And I remember there was a guy online when they played the Phillies up there on the last game. He was making predictions. He said nobody knows who these Braves pitchers are. By the end of the year, we'll basically own them, and we'll be in the playoffs. The Braves will be nowhere near, and they're still struggling. That doesn't mean they can't come back, but they're almost 10 games out.
Right.
So run your mouth, because then they came to Atlanta, and Atlanta just smoked them down in Atlanta.
Yeah, they did.
So I'm loving that. The Mets are horrible. They're even worse.
Yeah,
they have the second highest payroll in baseball. Horrible. Over 11, almost 12 games out for the Mets.
I thought the Marlins would be down in the basement, not the Mets.
Well, yeah, because they have good talent, but they never can hold it. It always has to get sold off or traded or whatever, basically, because they don't have, they just don't have a good fan base down there. Their attendance is horrible. So they're always trading the good ones and reinvesting in younger players.
I thought in the East would be the Phillies.
And who knows? They may by the end of the year. But I'm telling you, Nola got rocked one game. I mean, one of their best pitchers. No, he just got rocked. He was down 6-0 like the second inning. Boy, it was killing him. But he did pitch out for pretty good. But he was at like 50 pitches in the third inning. It was great. Yeah. I loved it. In the Central, your Reds, also very nice start, 20-11. And surprisingly, I think a little bit the Cubs. I didn't think the Cubs would start out this strong.
I didn't either.
And they're right there with. They got one more loss than the Reds, but the Cubs are looking good. And, the Cardinals have came on. They got off to a little bit of a slow start, but they've turned it on. And the Brewers, who have been strong for the last several years. This whole division is looking pretty good. The Pirates at the top of the division at one point.
Yeah.
They've slid down a little bit. This is going to be a tough division.
Yeah, it is.
To win. But shout out to the Reds. There you go, Dusty. Your Cincinnati Reds. They're leading the division by a half game. And then, of course, the Evil Empire. This is like the Evil Emperor, in Star Wars or something.
Well, you can't. The Dodgers is the best team they are.
Well, not by record right now, buddy. Even though they've won back-to-back championships, they don't have the best record in baseball.
No, they don't.
And I believe they do have the highest payroll in baseball. But they are 20-11.
I still like the Dodgers. I still like them.
I mean, when did you start rooting for them? When they were in Brooklyn? Was that 1950s they left?
No, that was in the 50s, but no.
Okay, Dean. I've heard this story before. What Dodger player did you root for that made you a Dodgers fan? I remember. Oh, Earl.
That's right.
Come on, man. Great pitcher, Hall of Famer. I get it.
That's right.
The Padres are clocking in at second. Very nice for them. Good team. Half game out. Diamondbacks, who the Braves had played some.
Right.
The Rockies, who the Braves are playing tonight. 6.5 out. And can you believe it?
I know it.
The San Francisco Giants. Left coast, just power. The new Tennessee Vols coach, straight from college to the pros, is 13-18. They're 7 games out.
Oh, man.
Embarrassing.
In the basement.
We'll go to scores and look at some of that. Your Rangers are leading the Tigers.
Has no fence.
Kill the ad. Sorry. Your Rangers are killing the Tigers 4-0. I'd say killing. That's not that much to overcome, but I like to say it. I don't dislike the Tigers, but I do like the Rangers.
I do too.
Nolan Ryan, baby.
And Bush. Bush owns a member.
He did own them. The Reds, Pirates, no score. The Brew Crew, 2-0 over the Nationals in the mid-third. The Orioles and the Yankees are tied at 1 in the bottom of the second. And the Astros and Red Sox, no score. And there's those Phillies and Marlins. And the Marlins have an early lead in
Yeah,
the bottom
they do.
of the first on the Phillies. Now, this would be great if the Marlins were to beat the Phillies
Yeah.
now. So there is a runner on second, 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike. Wheeler against Hicks. We'll try to catch up with that again. And the Rays are up on the Giants 1-0 in the bottom of the second. A little bit later, the Blue Jays and the Twins. You got Corbin against Richards and the Dodgers, Dean's team.
Yeah.
Dean's Dodgers.
Yeah.
Going against the Cardinals. This ought to be a pretty good game. Shahan against I can't see a little too small for me. And then the Braves against the Rockies.
Right.
This is a 9:40 start time. And you've got Holmes, who had a good start his last start. His problem has been the third time through the lineup, he starts getting rocked a little bit. But he did pretty good last time. And Quintana, almost a 5 ERA. But, when you're in Denver, balls fly out of the stadium a lot.
That's right.
And so it'll be usually a high score. Then the Mets against the Angels. Scott, he's look at that ERA for both of them. Both these teams are struggling, right?
Yeah,
White Sox and the Padres. And then the Cleveland, we won't say that word, but Indians against the Athletics. And those will be 9:40 as well.
I would be the Indians to me.
Yeah, the Royals and the Mariners and the Diamondbacks. And the Cubs are already a final. The Cubs beat the Diamondbacks 6-5.
Yeah.
Very nice for the old Cubbies. Webb with the save, Rhea with the win, Galen with the loss. So the Cubbies getting it done, and they've already got that win, as we saw that in the standings. And so, very nice. I've enjoyed the start to the baseball season. All Braves fans are happy.
Oh yeah.
Let's take that back. With every fan base, there's somebody that's not happy.
Oh,
I remember when Georgia was on their march for their back-to-back national championships. There were people that I knew that said they were Georgia fans. Every week they complained. Oh, this team is horrible. They got lucky with that win. They'll never win a championship. I mean, when they were winning the championship, they wouldn't give them credit to be like, boy, they got lucky. And there's always some people in your fan base that's like that.
Well, yeah, that's like you with the Falcons.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. We will talk about that in just a minute, big boy. Because
I had to throw it in. I had to.
Well, I know, and I'm gonna shift there, and I want to talk a little bit about that and the different rounds here. And we'll talk about the Falcons. I'm going to start, matter of fact, with the Falcons because I do want to talk about their draft a little bit. And it really is amazing that the Falcons somehow, I think it's the Matt Ryan effect, that the Falcons somehow got wise a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I'm amazed. Now, I'm still dogging them because I'm not sure yet because I know how they do. So when we see the draft results for the Falcons, which you will see on your screen now, they did have a first-round draft pick. So round number 2, which I was complaining about that, because it seemed as though their first round giving away for the Tennessee rusher who got in all that trouble. Now all the charges have been dropped. You think he's going to do some community service,
right?
Pay some money. I can't remember. He got so fortunate that all them felonies were dropped. The NFL could still suspend him, but it looks like the Falcons dodged a bullet. Could the stars be lining up for the Falcons a little bit?
I think so.
Maybe, but this is the way they'll do you. You'll think, oh yeah, it's we're gonna roll, and then boom. But maybe the Braves are breaking some of that mojo or something, the curse. But Avion Terrell, the little brother of AJ, who is the other corner. Now he may play a lot of nickel, but nice pick. I think that they needed some help in the back end, and that was good. Now, when round 3 came up, and I was watching this, I'm covering the thing live, and there were receivers that were taken in front of Branch, and I said, and I used that expression, I said, if the stars line up and the Falcons have an opportunity to draft a Georgia player, knowing that the fans wanted Zachariah Branch, would they draft him? And I expected them to take a punter or something with that pick because of how they usually do. But lo and behold, they walked out and announced they had drafted Zachariah Branch. Now, he's not a big fella, but he plays big.
Right.
He has speed to burn. He's track speed star. I mean, the guy can move like that. Really good hands. There's an occasional drop. He runs great routes. He's a tough player. He's only about 5'8", but this guy can stretch the field with the best of them. And he's from Georgia.
Yeah, he is.
I couldn't believe it, man. Like, what happened to the Falcons? I mean, you know, what the heck happened? I mean, I was expecting them to come in there and take them out because they've been so horrible at these drafts. I mean, really. But they did it. Now, the rest of the draft for them, debatable about how good it was. They got the linebacker, Kendall Daniels. Some are high on him from Oklahoma. In the 4th round, 6th round, Ontario Thompson, the defensive tackle. They need help there. Washington senior. Now, Harold Perkins Jr. is another one that really some people are really high on. Redshirt junior, linebacker, and they believe that he can, their belief is that he can get the form back that he had displayed because he slipped down in this draft, but we have seen and we know the kind of talent that LSU has, and we've seen the talent that he's had displayed. So a little bit of maybe a stretch a little bit, but if it turns out really good, and then he picked up the offensive tackle because they need help there, and I'm really surprised they waited till the last round. Of course, they have already picked up some players, Dean, for the practice squad, as all the teams do. But going back to, let me get back up, and we'll just go to looking through the first round, of which the Falcons didn't have one. We'll put that back on the screen. And, of course, Fernando Mendoza was always going to be numero uno pick to the Raiders from Indiana. There was never a chance that wasn't going to happen. Now, some players got pushed down the list a little bit. Bailey, some thought maybe they would go Reese here. They went Bailey. And then falling right into the Cardinals' lap was the running back Jeremiah Love. I like what the Cowboys did. There's several teams I think did a good job in this draft. Cowboys among them, Arizona, the Jets. Some of them because they had so many picks, but they made some good picks.
Yeah, they did.
And then the Titans, Carnell Tate, and then New York, Reese falls them. Giants had a pretty good draft. Some questioned the Delane pick by Kansas City. I was one of those at cornerback. I thought they should have went offensive line or maybe even receiver. But hey, I don't own the team and I'm not making the picks. Washington with Sonny Styles, I like that pick. A lot of these picks I really like. Now, some thought Cleveland, maybe they might have looked elsewhere with this first one, offensive tackle Fano, but they need help all over. But they had multiple picks, really good. We'll go on down. I like the Dolphins pick of Caden Proctor. He has a high ceiling.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a beast. He's still developing. He's not anywhere near his ceiling. He's a big player. The questionable pick was this one, Ty Simpson to the Rams. Nothing against Ty Simpson. A lot of people thought, why now? You could have got this guy later in the 2nd round or something. You could have moved some picks around. That was the big debate at that time. And he's not going to be a starter, because they have a quarterback. But will he retire in the next year or two? And Ty will learn from him. And really, some question whether this was the guy. Does he have the arm strength? I'm going to tell you, I watched the Gruden thing with him, and his accuracy looks good. He's a good player. I mean,
he is.
As with any draft, it'll take 3 to 4 years to see where this has been. But we know he's moxie. I mean, this guy's a good person, a good player. He has a lot of talent. He's in a perfect situation for him, but we'll see. But that one caused some crazy. Miami came back with Bain. I like that. The first tight end. There was a lot of tight ends in this draft.
Right, they were.
This was the first one to the Jets, so they came back and had another really good pick. The first Georgia player, Monroe Freeling, and he's another one with a pretty high ceiling. He's NFL ready now, but he's going to grow, and that was a good pick there by the Panthers. The Eagles jumped up and moved up and got Lemon, and the Pittsburgh was very upset because they were on the phone with him, and they were going to pick him. So then a lot of Steelers fans were upset that they took the offensive tackle out of Arizona State. They come back with some nice picks, though.
Yeah, they did. They did.
We'll look at that in a second. I really am big on Concepcion, this wide receiver. I thought Cleveland did a good job there. And again, some of these are just, I think a lot of teams did really good with their need
They
picks.
are good picks.
I thought they did really good. Peter Woods is another one for Clemson. Clemson had a lot of players in this draft. Ohio State did as well. But Kansas City did redeem themselves. They do probably need some defensive line help. I thought the Cooper, again, the Jets, I thought they had a really good first round and did really good there. And then we had a couple of moves at the bottom of the draft where teams traded into the second round. Some teams moved back up into the first round and got some players that they wanted. For the Cowboys, Malachi Lawrence, the edge, senior. Again, I thought they were meeting needs. But if we're to go back up and we were to go to the teams, and we were, let me pull that back up. And if we were to go to Pittsburgh, and we see that they came back with a wide receiver out of Alabama, there were a lot of receivers that were available, but I thought Bernard, he's a good player.
He was.
He's not the fastest player, but he's a very good player. He does a lot of things well.
Right.
So I thought that for them, I thought that was a good pick for them. Now they went ahead and picked up the quarterback out of Penn State. Some thought they should have maybe went with a different one, but they did get a quarterback that they can work with. Then they come, and I thought this was one of their better picks, was getting Everett, the cornerback out of Georgia, the senior. This will be a really good player for them. And I'm not saying it because he was Georgia. This is a really good player. I just thought they did good. And see all the picks they had?
Oh, yes.
They go back and get the guard, another wide receiver, Caden Wetjen. Then they also got a tight end, defensive end, safety, and then running back at the end from Navy. A lot of picks for that team. If we wanted to look at somebody else, let's say like Cleveland, I mean, they had a lot of picks as well. And you can see they got those in the first round. But in the second round, they went back and got Denzel Boston. They really loaded up for their quarterback.
They did.
To get two wide receivers back to back. And both these are really good receivers, Dave.
They
I mean,
are
really good receivers.
Yeah, they are.
And then safety, offensive tackle. And then the center from Alabama. Very nice. Linebacker, got them a tight end as well. And late got this quarterback out of Arkansas, which is a freak specimen of an athlete. I mean, this guy is amazing. They may have stole one right there. I mean, got to give him credit. And then another tight end. Cleveland overall, I think, had a really good draft.
They did.
Another team I wanted to look at was the Titans. Really good job with getting Carnell Tate. Again, they're building a new stadium. This team needs a lot of help. I thought that they got to put some things on the field to get people to buy the tickets in that new stadium that's going to be coming, by the way, Cleveland is building a new stadium.
Yeah, they are.
It won't open until 29.
Right.
But the Haslam brothers from Tennessee, they're putting up $1.6 billion or something like that for this. But there's some question right now. The governor's going to be outgoing. There's something held up, but they've got to back up. They felt comfortable going ahead with it. It is a 67,000, I think, or so stadium seating seats. They will have a new stadium. I didn't even hear about that one. I didn't know they had worked that out, but they've had the announcement, and the stadium will come online in 29. Falk, the edge from Auburn. I really like Anthony Hill, this linebacker from Texas. And again, they went and got some nice pieces. And so, again, they have a lot of needs, but I thought they did really good at the top of their draft with doing some of those things. So we'll see. The Dallas Cowboys, they went out, they got the safety, Caleb Downs and Malachi we talked about, edge, and then they went edge again, offensive tackle, cornerback, and edge, and then wide receiver very late. And what I noticed about the Cowboys for this draft was it looked to me like a lot of times Jerry Jones liked to make splash moves.
Right.
They didn't really work in that. They just, because they don't need a lot. They've got a really good team.
They have.
This is a very good team. And it looked like to me that they did a good job of getting some needs. So we'll take some time and go through that. All the teams, we don't have time tonight. But I wanted to look at one more thing in the NFL here. Because if I can find it. Now, this was not a deep draft for quarterbacks. in this draft. It was for many positions like tight end and stuff, but it wasn't considered, the draft that was going to pull the quarterbacks.
Right.
And so there's some question, but this is not a. Let's see here. That's not the one I wanted. So give me just a second. This is a different one I was looking at. Hold on. Because I want to look at next year's mocks. And again, these are just mock drafts, but it's interesting to look at. And then you might not like this, or you might like it. I don't know. So we'll see. Hang on just here.
Talk about football. I don't know if Ken saw this or not, and I don't know if you saw it. Kelsey was in the pit crew of one of the NASCAR teams.
I did see that. He was helping with the gas, right?
Yeah. Giving them toes, lifting up the gas can. Yeah.
He's a strong guy. He looked like he did a good job.
I didn't know if you saw that.
I saw that right before the chaos started Sunday. I did see that. That was on I don't know if it was the last thing I saw, but it was among those.
I saw that. I don't know if David saw that.
I wanted to show you this. I have, and these are just predictions, but it's not so much about where they're going, but who they are, because that may adjust. But it is also interesting. I say, let me reset the share screen. It is interesting to see who they have mocked number one in this one for 27. And there he is. Arch Manning to the Jets. Arch Manning of the Manning Family Trust from Texas.
Yeah.
Interesting that he is at the top of the heap. And there's a lot of quarterbacks mocked in this draft. I mean, very high. We look at number 2, Dante Moore from Oregon. He is mocked to the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Then you'll see some other positions. We get down here just a little bit, and you'll see another one. They've got Pittsburgh selecting the one out of Texas Tech, Sorsby. And that's not it. I mean, there's some other ones. The Falcons are looking offensive tackle. Wouldn't surprise me there. I think I saw one or two more in the first round mocked for next year. Let me look here. They're even predicting some trades. Let's see here. I was thinking I saw one more for sure. But it'll be the draft. The quarterbacks are going a little higher in this draft outside of the one for this is a mock, and the one I see, it's not the one I seen, but there were as many as like 5 or 6 in the first round predicted.
Right.
We'll see if that happens. But I thought it was interesting that Arch Manning predicted to go number 1 next year to the Jets, who had a decent draft.
He did.
And I should have pulled them up, but I thought they had a good draft.
They did.
And already getting excited about that. But yeah, you think that I would think that some of those football players that are very athletic and big are naturals for the NASCAR pit crew.
They are. Oh yeah, they are.
I mean, and that's kind of where you can. I know it was a celebrity kind of thing, not like he needs the money or anything like that.
Right.
But I do think we have seen a lot of your pit crews are former football players.
They are.
Not all NFL, some were college.
Right.
But I was thinking more like, tight end, wide receiver, big guys like that. But they're even getting linemen involved, centers and stuff. So he looked cool out there in his little race uniform.
You see on Sundays, they had the pit crew, spotlight. Most of them is from college and NFL.
Well, they're kind of natural for it, I think, in lots of ways because, first of all, they're already in shape.
Right,
I mean,
they are.
They just can't make it there. There's always thousands of players that can't make it or played a little while, just college, can't make it in NFL. They're looking for an outlet. And I'd say pit crews make fairly decent money.
Yeah, they do.
And the adrenaline rush of trying to be the best and all that goes in that. Right. I think they would really, really like that. So I don't know when that started.
I don't either.
But somebody started recruiting, and then somebody said, hey, let's go get us a job in a pit crew.
Yeah.
So a little competition there, I would say. Even though he wasn't on the other side of the wall, as they say, he was still helping out. And I know some have to stay on
They do.
away from
They do.
they allowed so much help. I mean, you got one guy that collects the tire
Right.
that slid over. You got one guy that's washing the windshield with a little
Oh yeah.
or something like that.
Yes.
Well, maybe it's the same guy or another guy that passes out
No.
a drink to the guy or
Right.
something. They'll freshen up their
I
drink.
think the guy that does the windshield passes them the drink.
I kind of figured because you can't have but so many involved. And then you got, as we saw, the guy that hands the other gas tank
That's
or
right.
fuel to the guy that's out there
Right.
doing it.
You out there on the track, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people over that wall.
Yeah, that's one on each wheel, and then your
Yes.
jack man, and then your gas man, correct?
Yes, yes.
So there's 6, and then you're allowed, I guess, 2 more,
yeah,
or 'cause you-
1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4, 5. No, there's 7 people over the wall.
who's the 7th? What does he do?
Okay.
Making adjustments?
Yes.
Okay,
The gas man does the adjustments too.
okay. Well, he would be 6th.
Yeah, there's 6 people. Yeah, you're right, 6.
So on the other side of the wall, you've got at least 2 that are helping because you got one retrieving the tire.
Right.
Well, maybe you got 2 because you got 2 tires that are coming off both ends. So I don't know how they do on the gas end side with that tire. I saw the other one. And then you have the guy passing the gas can out, and you have the guy washing the windshield.
Right.
So maybe a total of 9.
Yeah, at least 9 or 10. I'll look that up and have it next week.
Yeah, I know it's not. I mean, you just can't have unlimited. I mean,
No, you can't.
there's a rule there, but everybody has a role, and they practice that. And couple of the top teams have horrible pit crews.
Oh, yes.
They've got to get better. They're ranked near the bottom.
Yeah.
Who was it? Larson's? Somebody's was 27th. I can't remember who it was.
Blaney's.
Blaney was one. Yeah.
Blaney had a bad pit crew.
Yeah. And, those seconds cost you
Oh, God.
positions and
Yes.
points and all those things.
Yes.
But it's kind of nice that these guys are getting involved that way,
Oh, I got something here that you'd like to hear about.
All right, go for it.
Pete Rose is now eligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame.
He is eligible?
Yes. As of May 2025, MLB reinstated Pete Rose.
Well, I missed that. I've been saying it should happen.
Rose was banned for life in 1989 due to betting on games.
Yeah, he was betting on his own team.
Right. The
sometimes while the game was going on.
ban was lifted by classic baseball era. Eligible details. Rose's reinstatement means he can be voted by Hall's Veterans Committee. Not guaranteed induction. Historical content. Rose is an all-time leader in MLB with 4,256 hits. Ban has been controversial topic for fans and analysts, with many debating legacy, current sentiment, opinions, whether he should be inducted.
I think it will happen. I think
I
it should happen. It's been a long time. I wish it happened before he passed. I think it'll happen very quickly. The fans demand it. They want it.
Right.
And listen, he did wrong as a coach.
He did.
But as a player, he absolutely dominated.
Yeah, he did.
He's among the best all time of everything. In some categories, may still hold records. I don't know. But I think for them, they could separate the two.
Right.
As a player, unquestioning, he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
As a coach, he did some bad things.
Right.
But he paid for it for a long time.
He did.
And now that he's dead, I mean, let's just do it. Listen, they're not all clean noses that's in the Hall.
No.
Ty Cobb, there's a few of them. And there was some stuff that went on with a lot of those players. Maybe different things.
Right.
But there were things that went on with all those. I mean, well, not all, but many of them.
Right.
And let's face it, if you're going to put them in, you got to put him in. Because if you're just taking what he did on the field, He deserves it.
Right.
We're not talking about a marginal player.
That's right.
Maybe has a little bit enough to get in, maybe not. This guy was first ballot Hall of Fame material, if anybody is. And I didn't know that. Thanks for sharing that.
Yes.
I didn't know that had happened. That's cool.
I saw that last week.
Are you for that? Are you for him being put in?
Yes, I am. It should be.
Marine, what do you think? Should he be in?
He should be.
He should be. So Universal here in the room.
I think it should be first pick.
Yeah, and the veterans, what they do, they get to put in so many, or one or two, or whatever it is. And listen, for all those that may be eligible on that veterans list, how do you avoid this guy with what he did on the field? It's not. I imagine it can't even be close. But I would like to, there's a long list of players like Dale Murphy who didn't do that much, but he did. A lot of people have wanted the veterans to vote in Dale Murphy from the Braves, back-to-back, player of the year, whatever they call that, on a horrible team.
Yeah.
And there's many other players that haven't made it in. But how does he not go to the top of the list for the veterans? This ain't got nothing to do with the current selections of those that are being considered for the Hall. This is the veterans vote.
Right.
I just got to think players are going to say, okay, maybe he was at times a horrible human being. Because I've heard stories about it.
I have too.
I've heard he was a jerk about signing autographs for kids and stuff like that. We know what he did with the betting. But I think how many of them did bets that they shouldn't have done?
That's right. And they all do it, but he just got caught doing it.
He got caught. I was talking to a lady that's a counselor in prison just this week. And she said that. She said the same thing. She said, hey, there's a lot of people done bad things. Some people just don't get caught.
That's right.
And how many are in the Hall that we don't know what they did? It's like no harm, no foul. We don't know what they did.
That's right.
But they may have a vote in this. I got to think they'll be thinking, he deserves it.
He does.
And now we're seeing that the betting has become a problem again.
Yeah, it is.
So you can't just hang that on Rose.
No.
It's blew up in the NBA.
Right.
It's been blown up because sports betting is huge. Now I get it. And I don't want to misspeak here and somebody rip into me, but I know there were things he did during the game. I mean, come on.
Right.
It was bad enough that he did it.
Yeah.
But, change it. Maybe from the dugout. I don't remember on that. It's been so long. But I said that, I understood the punishment at the time, but I felt like it shouldn't be forever. I think you have to send a message. And listen, Rose was his own worst enemy in some ways because he always would badmouth and say wrong things.
Yes.
And I don't know that it would have guaranteed him getting in, but he did tick off a lot of people with what he had to say. He's like, if he had come out and said, I'm sorry for what I did, and fully that was a horrible thing or whatever, he's pretty cocky about the whole thing most of the way through and all the way through on some of it. And a lot of people just said, look, if he would just do that, it's kind of like getting on your knees and begging a little bit, but you got to own it. You did it.
That's right.
He just never wanted to get. I just think he was just that kind of guy.
But you're right, because do you remember a few weeks ago or months ago when the NBA was betting on games?
Well, you had coach and players.
And the FBI got involved in it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, then.
So it has become a problem, bigger problem. But it's been a problem all along. When you think of the World Series that was fixed and all that.
Right.
And sports has always had a problem with sports betting. In fact, some people say, I don't go here, but some people say that all of it's fixed, that there's no actual real, it's all decided who's going to win. I don't buy that.
I don't either.
But I do believe that there are players who have thrown games in all sports.
Yes.
It'd be really easy to miss a free throw, knowing that if you hit that free throw, you could they're so good. They know how to do that.
Right.
And you're going to win money, and there's a lot of money riding on this.
Right.
Or in a fumble in football.
That's right.
At an inopportune time on a game-winning drive.
And a Bubba rigging on purpose. Don't forget that. Don't forget that a few weeks ago.
Well, who's to say? And with Vegas betting, there is all these little side bets. You got major ones like win-loss, the point spread, and all that. But then you got all them things how many snaps, how many pitches, how many above and below the score, all those things, crazy stuff. Who's going to fumble? Who's going to get hurt? They have all that at Vegas.
I got money betting in NASCAR now.
Really?
Yes.
The Chaser does?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
Well, on who?
I got.
You don't have to say what the bet is, but on who?
I got money on Chase, Larson, Bale, and Denny Hamlin to win the championship.
Okay. No wonder Dean was saying who. Now it all becomes clear.
That's right.
See what I mean, folks, even right here at the SFP Sports. You see how it influences?
That's right.
Now, is that local or is that, you don't have to get specific because I know you can get, nobody knows exactly where we're at right now.
But that's
is that through friends or is that official?
Yes.
Okay.
I got it through friends.
Okay, yeah. Be clear about that. Through friends. That goes on everywhere.
Yes.
There are some states that has approved sports betting.
Oh yes.
There's some states that have not.
Right.
I think the pressure is on,
Oh yeah.
whether we like it or not, as states are scrambling to get money,
Right.
that sports betting gets talked about again and again.
It is. It is.
And what kind is that? Is that like a what's one of the big ones, like FanDuel, or even like local tracks and stuff?
Right.
Whether that's a dog, horse, whatever.
Right. Well,
I know that's controversial, but hey, they do it.
Well, tomorrow's the what is it? The Kentucky Derby.
Yeah,
They're gonna be betting on that too.
it could be. It could be.
They are, because millions is on the race tomorrow.
Well, that's interesting. So Dean's got the money laid down. So if Dean comes in next week, or at the end of the season, it looks like he's all defeated and everything.
I know.
We will know that. What was those drivers again? Larson, Hamlin, Elliott,
and Bale.
So when Reddick wins the championship, that's going to blow your thing all up.
Yes.
But he just sit over and said Reddick would be the
I did, but
Reddick would be the guy right now.
Right.
So no wonder you're rooting for Bubba to knock the field out, knock Reddick out, and everything. So, well, you're looking pretty good on a couple of those.
Right.
Hamlin, Elliott, for sure.
Bale and Hamlin.
Yeah, Hamlin. Yeah, Bale, maybe.
I know it. But at least
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people does it. I mean, back in the day when I was, years ago, the place was a different company. There were people that brought in parlays and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we used to see that stuff all the time. I haven't seen some of that in a
while.
a long while. I mean, years and years and years. But nowadays they frown on stuff like that big time.
Mm-hmm.
But back in the day, there were all levels of worker and management and all. You would see them on those things.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to update. The Brewers are 2-0 over the Nationals. The Rays are 2-0 over the Giants. The Rangers are still 4-0 over the Tigers. The Red Sox are now 3-1 over the Stros. And the Phillies are still losing 1-0 to the Marlins.
God.
Yay. The Yankees are all over the Orioles 5-1 in the bottom of the third. Games fixing to come online. Reds, Pirates, Blue Jays, Twins, Dodgers, Cardinals, and then a little later, 8:40, Braves, Rockies from Colorado. We'll see. And the weather is cooler.
Yes.
Across the nation. Maybe the balls will be jumping out of there. I don't know. Mets, Angels, Indians, Athletics, White Sox, Padres, Royals, Mariners, D-backs, Cubs already final, 6-5. So there's a little update for you as we go. And the race again is at, what time was that race Sunday?
3:30.
3:30 from Texas.
That's right.
Make sure you get out there and watch the race and
Fort Worth.
support it. And if you can, go to a local track and support these drivers who, they need fans in the stands.
Right.
Go have fun. And I like what some of these tracks are doing to get some of the fans in. A lot of different things that they're doing to market that. And we're going to visit some of those soon, and we're going to see some of that firsthand, what they're doing to get some of those fans in the stands. So that's cool. Thank you, Cowboy Cook. God bless you, my Wolf Nation brother. Go Cowboys, roll tide, he says. Love you, man. It was good to see you. I didn't get to talk to him too long. I mean, like this towering figure comes walking up to my left. I said, well, first they said, Cook's here. Well, I talked to Candy first, and then all of a sudden I was like a shadow. I was like coming. I was like, oh, okay, it's Cook. He had to go to work. He couldn't stay. Thanks for coming by the funeral home, Cook. Lynn would have really appreciated that. You know, she loved you very, very much, just like a brother. I mean, like we're brothers and sister in Christ, but she loved you like a brother. And she didn't have. She had sisters, so she didn't have a brother. So she kind of adopted Cook, I think. And Cook, we have been to sporting events. We have watched so much sports on TV. There's been a lot of yells coming out of the house before. And if the dogs were on, I tell you, my wife was probably the loudest. She loved her Georgia Bulldogs.
That's good.
Yeah, but she liked Alabama too. But she rooted for the dogs most. I can tell you that she hated Tennessee.
Oh yeah.
I
do too.
I think that's the only team that she didn't like. There was some she's like, whatever. But Tennessee, she said, no way am I wearing that orange. No way. I know you do, man. Thank you for that. You've always, we've had some great times over the last, I guess I've known Cook for, I don't know, 50 years or more. And we just live a street apart. Have always lived a street apart pretty much. And we've been to a lot of sporting events. A lot of people thought we were brothers. We go buy these NFL jerseys and stuff and shirts and hats and stuff. People thought we were brothers, you know. And because we was always together. They'd say, hey, your brother, you know. Okay, whatever. We've went to a lot of Falcons games and baseball, Braves, and local stuff, Lookouts, you know. How about the Lookouts kick off the new stadium?
Yeah.
A lot of people are bragging about that.
Yeah, yes.
Good job, Chattanooga,
That's
the
right.
Lookouts.
Give them a clap out.
Yeah, they do deserve one. You know, there's a lot of money spent, but hey, it was successful. Nothing but rave reviews of people that went to the stadium. In fact, I've heard more about that and how they're doing. I think they started off okay, but I don't remember.
One more thing. Give them a train whistle for where they're at.
For what?
For where they're at in Chattanooga.
Okay. Where'd you go?
That's right.
That's our show tonight. Thank you, Dean. And
one more thing I've got to say. Ross Chastain visited Arlington. Did you see that?
I did not see that.
Yeah, he put the wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Oh, that's cool. That's one of the most kind of sacred things out there. That's so cool. Yeah, we also did see Errol Smith and Def Leppard. We sure did, Cook. we just do a lot of traveling. We used to do a lot of traveling. I won't tell you, Cook one time, though, he bailed on me. I'm going to tell this quick story about going to the Braves. We didn't have tickets. The only time we ever went to the Braves game without already having our tickets ahead of time. And I said I wanted to spend, now this goes back many years. So when I tell you how much this cost, you're going to be thinking you were whining over that. But you got to remember, money was different then than it is now.
Oh, yes.
So I said, it was me, Lynn, and Lynn's in the story, and Cook. And we were going to the Braves game, and we wanted some good seats. Now, I didn't think we were going to get like second row, but I didn't want to be in the nosebleed. So we were walking up towards the stadium and ran into some guys who were selling tickets. And they're kind of all working together. I figured that. So the first guy, he looked like he was mean mugging me a little bit. You know, he just had that look. He's like, you need tickets? And I said, no. So I went by him and I ran into another guy. He looked like he was a little bit more sociable. We'll say it that way. And it's funny though. So he says, I said, he said, you need tickets? I said, yeah. He said, what do you want? I said, well, we want to be even with the home plate. Doesn't matter which side, and as close as we can get for according to how much it is. You know, I don't remember exactly how I said that, but I wanted to be even with home plate so I could really see the balls jump off the bats and the foul balls come back up and over the netting and all that. So he says, well, I said, yeah, we get you. And he calls the first guy that I walked by.
Uh-oh.
And I went, that's what I was thinking. Uh-oh. Because, I told the guy no. So he has those. So he calls him up. And it's going to be, now this is crazy, 16 rows up. I think it was 16 rows. This is back when Fred McGriff and all them were there. I remember him being in that game, $90.
Whoa.
$90. That's a steal.
Yeah,
I mean, think about that, what that would cost now. But anyway, so while we're making the transaction, the guy gives him the tickets, and the guy goes, and he was rather vertically challenged, we'll say that. And so, hey, Dusty, doing good, buddy. Good to see you. So he says, where's my tip? The other guy, the guy that brought the tickets. I said, I just ignored him. And me and the guy are making the thing. So the guy says again, like, where's my tip? I said, what? He said, my tip. What do you mean tip? He said, for getting the tickets. I said, look, dude, all you guys are working together. I said, y'all are all in this together. Y'all got all the money, the tickets. Y'all are splitting all this. And he goes, I want my tip. And this is where it went kind of haywire. Now, Cook is a towering figure. 6'4", 5", whatever it is. Big dude, not my bodyguard, I'm not a little guy, but, I'm not as big as him. And my wife was there. My wife at this point has already started walking away towards the stadium. And I can hear her going, let's go, David. Let's go. Let's go. And I said, and because it's getting a little tense. And I told the guy, I said, I got a tip for you. How about getting and I'm going to not say the words that I said at that time. I might not have been living for the Lord. We'll just throw a little marks in there. And I said, a job. And he got ill. And this other guy, he's ready to fight. This guy's saying, hey, man, just go on. And he's telling him to shut up. And Cook takes off. And he's like, let's go, Dave. Let's go. And so here's my bodyguard. I'm standing alone. I'm so mad at this guy. And Cook's like, I don't remember. He said something about he might pull a knife or man or something, like that, man. Let's just go. We got the tickets. Let's go. And me and him are still having words, man. My temper got up, man. I just got mad. And then my wife, she's like, what are you doing? She's like, if you get stabbed and Cook goes down, what am I supposed to do? So it was, but we had a great time. And I remember about the game, I'll say one more thing about that, Cook, if you're still there. There was a foul ball, and I think it was off Fred McGriff's back. You remember that, Cook? And it's screeching up through there, and Cook puts his bare hand up like he's going to catch it. It was screaming up through there. I'm not talking about up in the air and back down. I mean, it come up and over. I mean, it was flying. I ducked, and Cook had his hands up. He pulled it down at the last minute, and it hit the seat behind us. It sounded like an explosion. Dude.
Oh, God.
An explosion. I was like, and it was a guy sitting there, and I seemed like Cookie said something like, man, you better be glad you pulled your hand down. You'd have broke your hand. Ooh. He said, it might even took your hand off. It hit that seat and then bounced all over the place, man. That's how much speed that ball came off the bat of Fred McGriff. I think it was Fred McGriff. But great memories. We got to see Deion Sanders and Warren Moon in the Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. He remembers.
Oh, my Lord.
He does remember. Man, that was a fun time, and we got to see the Falcons beat the Houston Oilers, as they were called back then. And prime time, that's right. And then we got to see them get beat by the 49ers. Was it 49ers? Yeah, I think so. Who by that time Deion was playing for the 49ers. That stunk. But me and Cook and Leon used to go to this sports place over on Buford Highway, called Chicago Sports and Pizzeria or something like that. I don't even know if it's still in business. And on Sundays or college on Saturdays, but we went there on Sundays a few times. And all they put the TVs, they had like 100 plus TVs in there, like a lot of those things do. And you would go in there and all the teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland or Atlanta, they would all be in groups, Green Bay, whoever it was. And it was complete chaos, but a lot of fun as teams would be. I mean, you'd hear like somebody had scored, you'd hear like the Bears, the guys go, yeah, go Bears, and then they'd be hollering at the team they were playing. If you just want to go in there and eat some pizza or something or whatever they had great food, by the way, and just listen to what was going on, it was entertainment enough.
I bet.
And it was worth the meal, whatever it cost, just to go in there and be a part of that. I did go there on a Saturday. I think Cook was with us. It was the basketball, the 64, and we went in there, and I think Duke was playing somebody, and oh man, it was electric.
I bet.
I have been in another place. Cook was not with me on this because I don't think he was, but we went in. I think I was on a missions outing, and we went, and now it's soccer. Soccer's so big here, and we went into a Mexican restaurant. And Mexico was playing somebody in the World Cup. And I want to tell you, it was the same kind of thing. All the jerseys, the colors, and all that, and all the, of course, this was so they were rooting for Mexico. So it wasn't two-sided, it was one-sided. But it's fun to go do stuff like that. As long as nobody gets mad. You know, there's some of that goes on sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And they get mad, and, they're wanting, they get, maybe it goes in the parking lot. I never saw anything like that back in the day.
No.
But we had a lot of fun. We also went to Jocks and Jill's one time down there and watched some sports. That was inside the CNN Center. There may have been another place. We went to collectible baseball card stores and stuff like that down there. And we used to be really big into that collection of the cards and baseball, mainly football. We did a lot of football.
Mm-hmm.
And just it's been a lot of fun. And Lynn was right there in the middle of all that.
I bet.
Lynn was always with us and loved sports, and we would go in, but and music as well. Most of the time she was with us. And by the way, you mentioned the Aerosmith show. That was actually, I think, and I love a lot of bands, but I got to say that was the best sounding concert I ever went to. It was at the amphitheater, and Steven Tyler, and they did Seasons of Weather, one of my favorite songs ever. It was a great sounding concert, but Lynn was there for most of those. Very rarely did we go she wasn't with us, and we went to a lot of shows together. That was kind of the travel team there for a while. Every once in a while, you'd have somebody else join in. We went to a Travis Tritt and Marty Stewart. Cook was there for that up in McMinnville, Tennessee. We had a lot of fun. Yeah, we're going to have to go sometime. I had the last concert that I was going to try to take her to was Travis Tritt over at Huntsville, Alabama. And at the time, the tickets, this is right around the big C word, COVID time. And it was expensive as all get. It's expensive anyway. And but we got a lot of great memories. But maybe, I thought it's funny you say that, Cook, because I had thought about that, maybe going and seeing somebody that she really liked and just doing it in honor of Lynn, maybe getting a shirt with her on it or something, and just she can be there in spirit. So
who was it that sung "Walk This Way"? Was that Aerosmith?
That was Aerosmith.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
When you sitting there talking, I was trying to think, was that Aerosmith that sung that? I can't.
Yeah. I was a big Aerosmith fan. I think Cook was probably a bigger fan than me. I mean, he loves Aerosmith. That's one of his favorite bands, if not. Well, it's not his favorite. His favorite probably Elvis, but he.
Oh yeah, he like Elvis.
He loves Aerosmith. Loves, and it was great to go see. Oh my gosh. But we used to go to Atlanta. Yeah, he's saying yes. We used to go to Atlanta all the time. I mean, like twice a month, because I worked different weekends. Back in those days, we was working 3 on 3 off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said yes. Tell me what it takes. Yeah. But so we would go down there on a Saturday, and we'd leave early. Or Sunday, and we'd leave early, and we'd stay gone all day. Now, and I got to tell this story because we went down there, and Cook wants to go. Cook is he's always working on the food item, the order. So we went to a lot of great places to eat. But he brought this up just the other day. He wanted to go to this barbecue place. What was that? Damon's Barbecue. It was downtown. It's right near where Georgia State University is. And he ate a rack of. There's barbecue and bones everywhere.
Oh.
And Lynn was just amazed. She was like, my gosh. I mean, Cook's over there. He's just got all this meat and bones around it. The bib and all. He's just eating away, And I just shook her hand like, good Lord, how much can you eat? Back in those days, he could really put it away. But it was great barbecue. those are great memories, man. We can take them with us
Yeah.
all the way, man. And,
Those are good memories to have, good memories to talk about.
yeah, and going and doing things, that's what it's all about. And who you do those things with. You know,
Right.
Jeff Cimbala. By the way, Cook, on that, I asked the cemetery person because I've kind of forgotten where that grave is. Oh, there's so many. I knew about the area. It's in the veterans area, and she gave me the map of where it's at. We need to go over there and pay our respects. Cimbala is another friend of ours who we Jeff Cimbala, and we went. We did some things together as well, sports and I know concerts and stuff. But Cook, we have a lot of memories, a lot of memories, and that's fun to have. And like I said, Lynn was in the middle of just about all that. I mean, every little bit. There's very little time she wasn't with us. And I think every time we went, she was with us. I don't think we ever went anywhere just us. I think it was always me, her, and Cook. And so that was kind of the team.
At least you got more good memories than you do bad memories.
Oh, no doubt, man. It's been a great time.
Yes.
Yes, we did, man, and left this world way too early. He was a big Baltimore Orioles fan and Miami Dolphins. Somewhere I've still got the Miami Dolphins tag that I got from him, from the one that he had. So we would sit around and you can imagine he's rooting for the Orioles and we're rooting for the Braves, and that was always a lot of fun. You know, Cal Ripken was still playing at that time.
Yeah, I remember that.
Running for the Ironman streak, and so he was a huge Ripken Jr. fan, and because he was from Maryland, right? I think Cook. I think Jeff was from Maryland, but we were talking about that too this week because he was buried in the same place. So a lot of cool memories, man. But sports is a part of that. I mean, we went to a lot of different things. I mean, we got to see the Braves in Fulton County Stadium, and I got to see all of them. You know, Turner Field, and now the new stadium in Cobb County, and a lot. And I've got to see home runs in all those. Sometimes against the Braves as they were flying out of the. We've got to see NFL legends, quarterbacks. We went to Nashville and saw that. Cook bumps into Jim Plunkett. I thought they were going to knock each other down. Oh my gosh. We got to see Danny White, Steve Bartkowski, Johnny Unitas was there. Bart Starr was there. I didn't stand in the line. I just went out there and kind of hung out for a minute. Too many to mention. I would like to go back. There's probably a way to look through the internet and, yeah, they threw the thing, and it was a leopard concert. They threw the leopard print thing that whatever it was, I can't remember now. And Cook jumps up. It was like one of those NFL catches where they're going for the ball, and Cook catches this thing, and there's all these people. He's already tall, and he jumps. He's 6'5", 4'5", whatever it is, and he catches this thing, and then his momentum took him, and he crashed out a whole half a row of people. I mean, seriously, chairs flying, people flying, and then he just tucks that thing in like a football player should, 2 hands on it, and he's doing his arms like this, just throwing people off of him because they'll try to take stuff from you. And there was he said, "This is for Dave." And I have that somewhere in my house. It's put up. You know, it's one of those things you have something everywhere. It's like Dean's Vault. It just never stops.
Right.
They'll be like, "Where's that at?" I know I've got it.
I knew that. Yeah. What did I do with that?
And now he's adding to it.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, we're going to get off of here. Thanks. And really appreciate all the conversation. It's fun to laugh and, not focus on what has happened. But we do look back with great memories. And Lynn would want us to do that.
Yes,
she would absolutely want us to do that. She would not want us to be sad. And she loved every minute of that. My wife loved every minute of it.
Don't ever forget. Just think where she's at.
Absolutely. We know in whom she has believed.
That's right.
And God bless everybody. And I may be back later. I may not. If not, I'll see you in the morning with the Biscuit Boy. I think he's still going to make an appearance. And
remember, God's the great comforter.
Absolutely.
He will comfort us where nobody else will.
Absolutely. Pray for my son. Pray for my family.
Yes.
We'll take all those. We're going to need prayers for a good long time. God bless everybody. Salute. Right. Get on the Bubba train, Dean.
God, but it's got Rick Sunday. Watch it say again.
Well, he's probably got a bet on that. Now that I know he's doing all this betting, he's probably got a friend bet out there.
Oh,
But
good idea.
Bubba's gonna wreck.
Yeah, I'll probably.
We need to have one here in the studio where we think Bubba's gonna finish every week. Yeah.
In the basement.
We'll have to start that. We might start that this week. Who knows?
In the basement.
And our Dirt Report interviews will be coming back. We had to
Yes.
reschedule a couple due to the tragedy.
Yes. Yes.
But I haven't looked at the schedule, Dean. Is there some next week? I don't remember. We'll be with you Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes,
next
I got
week.
one scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay, so we have interviews next week. Look for that. Love those and support that. Get a Substack. The QR code is up there. Buy me a coffee. Got those ways to support us. There's other ways. We're going to do a lot with Substack soon, very, very soon, and get you some Wolf Nation coffee. Man, it is so good. I'm fixing to get a new coffee pot. I got the one for the pods, but we're getting a new coffee pot for the studio. And so, get you some Wolf Nation coffee. It is so, so, so good. I'm not exaggerating, folks. You can ask anybody that's had it. It's great stuff. So we'll see you next time. And Dean, appreciate you, bud.
Thank you.
And your family.
Being here. I missed it.
Yeah, me too, man. Take care, folks.